Welcome, dear viewers, to a new episode of Dialogue Horizon. In this episode, we will discuss the most important issue now concerning most of the people of the country here about the prices of the commodities. The prices of the commodities, the prices are very high, and in spite of the drop in the value of the dollar, still the prices did not cope with the drop in the price, the value of the dollar compared to the Chinese pound. So people are still now people are resenting and they are not happy. Although as far as we see, everything is available. Wherever you go, you find, especially the fruits, vegetables are available, but at unaffordable prices to most of the people. So we will dedicate this episode of Dialogue Horizon, and it will be a little bit short because of Ramadan and the others, but also will cover what we intend to cover in this episode with our guest, Dr. Yasser Ibed. Dr. Yasser Ibed is an economist. He is also academist, and he is a lecturer in the universities, and he also he practiced in many countries in Africa. His knowledge about in the economy, so he's in a better position to tell us about why, Dr. Yasser, why the prices of the commodities are skyrocketing very high to an unaffordable level to most of the Sudanese citizens. Although the dollar went down, the value of the dollar compared to the pound, a little bit it went down. Nobody knows why it went down. Anyhow, it's good that it went down. So still the prices are high. Can you attribute this to the lack of control, lack of governance, actually, because now the country is without a government, without a prime minister. This to regulate, at least to regulate the prices, or to regulate, to avail the prices, because the government, do you think, because of the turmoil, the political turmoil in the arena, is it one of the reasons for the prices not coping with the drop in the value of the dollar?
Thank you, Mr. Faraz. I think some the political arena and the politics itself has an impact to the economy directly, and if there is any instability of the economy of the politics, definitely it will impact negatively to the economy. As we know, the political arena since long time, maybe one more than a year, it was not stable, and this is why it is just send the signal to the economy that economy is not that stable. Because of many things, because of the absence of the institution itself, even it's not there. It's economic institution and financial institutions, and power market and the black market is very active. It was very active since more than a year for try to speculate in the pricing and in the exchange rate, and inflation also going up, and there is no interfere from the central bank. Central bank was absent for a long time after imposed that part of the policies of flexible price, and the price of the exchange rate of the dollar is being stable for almost 9 months, and now became again to rise the pound, and it happened a lot of inflation, a lot of soaring of the price, a lot of the prices even of the dollar jumped from 470 to the almost 800, which is really harmed the economy so much, and harmed the market, and harmed the prices, and the price always soared, is jumped up, and it became a big problem for the people and how to afford and how to buy their commodities and how to buy their things from the purchasing of the things became now very, very difficult. Now people are trying just to get something just from hand to mouth, just to eat at least the minimum of the food, the minimum of it. It happened now. The price now is dropped down and jumped down to now is 450, for 540, 560, and still the prices is higher now because we are in the season of Ramadan. Season of Ramadan now, people they supposed to prepare their food from long time, all the things, all the commodities, the oil and the seeds and bread, sugar and whatever. So the price is still in the same position.
Why is it still high?
Because of the absence of the institution.
Control.
Minister of Trade is not there, and Minister of Finance is not there, and itself, even the policy itself is not cannot treat the economic well. And as we know, this is part of the recipe of the after lifting the subsidies, recipe of the IMF and the International Bank. So now we are just trying to and we don't even forget even the electricity itself. Even electricity became one of the biggest problem for the people that cannot afford it just like that. And if in fact increase all the pricing of the transportation and even the fuel also is increase the price of the transportation. So that all it is became a big problem and became a big issue. So that now the central bank is trying to at least to activate part of the policies, and now the price is stable a little bit, and we are expecting that the Minister of Trade now to come and make at least revolution in the market, because the market now is just for all the exporters and for the whole in black market.
Okay, I tell you, yes, I agree with you that this is although the dollar rate went down, but the price that did not go down because of the lack of control, lack of governance. There is no government. But just to enhance my argument and your argument, to enhance this, just yesterday when I was passing by the Nile, Durman, the bank of the Nile, River Nile here in Durman, it's something really amazing, something very, very, very encouraging. I saw a lot of vendors, street vendors for fruits and vegetables. Fruits and vegetables in Sudan, organic fruit and vegetables are in abundance. The prices, those people, their prices in the morning is entirely different than the price at the end of the day. They go by the hour in reducing the prices of this till it comes to the actual level of the commodity itself. So I just wanted to say that because there is no control, people are adjusting things according to their needs, according to their policies. But it's good, we tell viewers, when I asked, they said not only in Omdurman, wherever you go in Khartoum, wherever, not in Omdurman and Khartoum, or even in East and West, food is in abundance in Sudan, no scarcity. So people should not worry about the food shortage, which will hit the world one day, but it will not hit Sudan. But it depends on the governance, the type of governance, and the good governance which can benefit from the shortage of food in the globe and its availability in Sudan. Okay, Dr. Yasser Abed, let us go. You mentioned something about the Bank of Sudan. Bank of Sudan also, last week or a few days ago, in its effort to liberate and to float the currency value, it allowed the commercial banks, private commercial banks, to set daily the value of the currency, of local currency, foreign national currency, to the different foreign currencies. Can you tell us how, is this something good? Will it work? Will it do, from the experience, your experience in other countries and in Sudan here, it has been applied for almost now 1 month. Is it working well?
I think so. The policy, the last policy is much better than this policy is better than the last one in the central bank, because when he tried just to issue that policies to liberalize the price, it is really make a lot of explosion in the market, even between the bank competition. So a lot of competition between the banks, and the banks try to buy higher to get more dollar and more hard currencies. When it came like that, the price really soared to the higher side, and the central bank tried just to come back to the first policies, just to come to the flexible price and just to try to impose that price, at least to solve part of the problem. But this is, in fact, it looks like isolated policies. It's not a full package, which with measures, with precautionary measures, with when the price goes up and down, goes like left or right. But the issue, the central bank now it came to the right way at this time, but it's not enough. That's not enough. It's not going to be the price is not going to be stable for the end. So we're expecting that maybe the price, if it happen something in between, maybe the price is going to soar again and go up in any time. So central bank should make at least precautionary measures for this this situation and for these policies. At least if he's not going to do that, I expect the price is going to go back again. So if bumping a lot of money, that's okay. Making a lot of source of the money, having a lot of reserve now from gold, maybe 7 to 8 tons. He has more $3.2 billion in his reserves, and has I think so now the money comes from Saudi Arabia, 2 billion. Is going to come to 5, but that's not enough.
Is it confirmed?
It's not confirmed up to now. It's
Till
just
now,
maybe
because I
up
heard
to now it's not confirmed, because that is the Minister of Finance goes to the.
It's still
It's still up to now. It's not come to Sudan.
Not yet confirmed.
But it's just a promise. It's a promise up to now. It's not, we can't say that. But expecting maybe it might any time. If it comes, it's going to be central bank going to be in a good position, and also the reserves going to be in good position. Even the exchange rate going to be in good position. And even
till now, you consider this as wishful thinking. Anyhow, we have to be very transparent in this issue, because people, the governance and the system now is subject to tension from and forces. So the only way out is to be very transparent. Because if you say to people that I will deposit $2 billion and it does not happen, this will be more detrimental to the people and to the economy. But let me ask you a very important question.
It's just a matter of belief from the Minister of Finance of Saudi Arabia. It's not confirmed, but if it is confirmed, as you mentioned, should be transparent.
It should be something good. Yes, but let me ask you about something people maybe they want to know, especially after what is spilled over last few days, that Lebanon, they declared bankruptcy. Do you think Sudan will go bankrupt? And I read an article that not only it happened 4 times. 4 countries, like Turkey, 4 times they declared bankruptcy. I think Venezuela, Brazil, and they will
even USA itself even before.
But people, they rule out that Sudan will never go to bankruptcy, because bankruptcy has it's related to the debt, the foreign debts. The foreign debt already, before the 25th of October, the international community started writing off some of the like Paris Club, writing off some of the debts to Sudan. They wrote up about 14 billion, and they also put Sudan on the HIPC list, the starting point of the HIPC. HIPC has a starting point, has a middle point, and has a final point. So this is stopped, but temporarily suspended. We cannot say it's definitely stopped completely, but it's suspended till people, the international world see, and civilian government taking over, and the country is in control, and it's on its way to democratic and civilian rule. So can Sudan, do you think Sudan, is there any possibility that Sudan will go bankrupt?
I think so. The situation of Sudan and Lebanon, they are similar at this time. Current situation, it is similar. Yes, maybe before the problem of the hard currency, before of the reserve issue of the reserve and whatever. So there's a lot of problems on the economics, because the bankruptcy of central bank of Lebanon. It came because Lebanon has another problem of Sudan, and they have different economics. Different economies. Sudan different economics depends on a lot of resources internally because of agriculture, because of the lands, because of the water, because of the lot of things which is available in Sudan. But the issue in Lebanon is differently because transaction of the trade and whatever, and that fluctuations of the trade internally and externally, and the problem of the maybe a lot of problems around Lebanon. It is not in Sudan. Sudan maybe has so much opportunities in its economy.
So you don't expect
I don't expect that. I don't expect that because Sudan economic is completely different. Has so a lot of Sudan is being closed completely and being
yes,
just
because as you said, because of you said a very important point, because of the resources. Sudan has resources, has natural resources. Everybody knows that Sudan has natural resources, not exploited. It will be used as a collateral. This is something. This is a collateral. Even you go for a bank, if I go for a bank, I want a loan, for example, or I want a loan. But if I have a collateral, if I have a big building, or if I have something collateral, the bank will definitely go with you to give you the cash, the money, on the guarantees of this collateral. Sudan now has collateral. So I agree with you. It can never go bankrupt.
and as you mentioned that by United Nations that Sudan may be go to the hunger because of one of the maybe of the 8 to 20 countries that goes to hunger, maybe expecting that. I don't think that's right because of Sudan. As we mentioned, that Sudan is a land of opportunities. Sudan has a lot of resources. Maybe can go to agriculture, can go to animal resources. It will never happen that one at this time. But maybe because of the situation of the economy at this time, maybe the United Nations issued that.
They put Sudan
and one of
the 8 countries here
had expected that
will be hit by starvation,
yeah,
or by
starvation
hunger,
and hunger, yes.
food hunger.
But I don't think that can happen in Sudan. And as you mentioned, also economic of Sudan different than economic of Lebanon. And we're expecting Sudan has a problem of management of the economic. That's a problem.
Management of
Yes, and it has a lot of absence of the institutions. We don't have strong institutions. We don't have scientific.
Political and economic.
Political and economic. That's a problem. Sudan its problem is not that big, but the problem is how to manage our resources, how to manage our economy, how to manage even our politics itself now. Because now, as you know, that the healing and the revenge in the political arena, it's really Sudan reached to that point and this point because of that, and the economy itself even reached to this point because of that. So we are in need of strong management and governance, strong governance in Sudan. Yes. At least to impose that one. At least we can move from this position. The position now we are really in problem because as we know that the people now is really suffering so much from the pricing, so much from the problems, from how they're being from everywhere, from the power, from electricity, from fuel, from oil, from all everything, even from needs. Even the needs itself now has become one of the biggest problems. As you know that we have more. Yes, we have more than 130 millions of livestock. That's something very strange. Even that livestock is not even like agriculture. It doesn't need a lot of efforts. It doesn't need a lot of problems. Products there. Productivity it needs a lot of productivity it needs little bit efforts of labs and laboratories and researches, so we can increase our and reduce even the cost of the laboring, the cost of all the problems of the production overhead of that. So that is the problem. So that now if you need the sugar, the import sugar is cheaper than the Kinana sugar. Something very shameful. It's very shameful. So how can the internal production is going to be more than the price is higher than
not only this, Dr. Yasser, also, for example, the gum Arabic, which we saw just in the screen, the gum Arabic has no cost to grow it because it does not need irrigation. It's something gift from God, the gum Arabic, and it is very dear, and if it is well organized and controlled by the government, Sudan can live on gum Arabic alone. Not only this, you have to bear in mind that Sudan is now utilizing only about 20%, only hardly 20% of its agricultural potential. agricultural potential. I mean, growing, whether it's cash crops or food
Food
crops.
crops, yes.
Now only 80% can be, so it can never go bankrupt. Only the governance, the system, the political
System,
system.
political system,
If
right.
the political system is strong, is patriotic, things will ease immediately, or in few, not more than 2 years, because you have the collateral, as I say,
It's
in
true.
the bank terminology. So, okay, let us go back to, let's go to another issue which is related to the economy, the infrastructure. When we talk, Dr. Yasir, about infrastructure, we talk about power, talk about water, we talk about transportation.
Roads and bridges.
Well, these are, because especially transport, the transport, whether it is road transport, rail transport, or marine transport, or river transport, this will encourage people outside Khartoum area who have very rich and fertile lands, and they grow fruits and vegetables. Like in the West, some famous fruits are known to be, they have very special characteristics, like mango of Abu Jibeha in the West, like the orange in the north, and in the east. So a lot of fruits and these kind, but we read and we saw in the media, Abu Jubayh, for example, I saw millions lands, not less than 100,000 square meters, full of
Mangoes.
mango, ripe mango, because people couldn't
Are
transport
organic,
it.
in fact, by the way, it's organic mango even itself. It's not
Organic,
the,
yes.
yeah.
And potato also.
And
Potato.
yeah.
People, they are throwing the potato because they cannot transport it.
Onion also.
So can you tell us about the infrastructure? First, let's about the transport. The infrastructure and the power. If we talk about power, we either have to build our own dams to create power, or we resort to, like the Gerd, the Renaissance Dam of Ethiopia, because they have plenty of power. So what is the importance of power, and which way can we go on for doing our own if we have something available, like the Renaissance Dam of Ethiopia and the High Dam of Egypt?
The problem in our economic, we don't calculate our the cost of the production. Also, so we can grow a lot of mangoes kadea, and as you mentioned, union and potato and orange and whatever. But the problem, we don't know the specification of our production. The main problem in production, the management of the production and the infrastructure, as you mentioned, that's the biggest problems. So if you don't know how to transport all these huge of the thousands of tons of mangoes from Abu Jubayh up to the towns, to Khartoum, or to Port Sudan for export, you will never, this cannot work. This kind
Because of the transport.
It will be even a problem for the environment even itself. It can harm even the environment itself, even that the fruits. So we have to look for a solution for this. As if you can, you imagine that the empty bag is more expensive than the mango itself. The full bag, if you come,
The bag is more expensive than
the empty bags.
This is very incredible. This
Something very shameful. Very shame, in fact, by the way, in fact. So if you want to do that one, if you want to transport the mango from Jubayha to Khartoum, you have to put your mango, at least you put it in the bags. So to bring it here up to the
export.
So the grading, so a lot of problems on that. The
Grading,
grading,
processing
there is a problem.
Plant,
You have to put a plant there for that, and to manufacture it there, at least for juice, for any type of use. So this is not only the mango. A lot of crops and products like that having so much problem. Even the sorghum itself before has a lot of problems. It's a problem of storage facilities. We have a problem of transportation. We have a problem of infrastructures. We have a lot of problems even of fumigations, or a lot of problems. So how we solve that problem? That's a problem. So how can Sudan become like Lebanon? How can it become like that? Because of management, because of mismanagement,
Management,
because
so
of the
many.
problem of the people, and the ignorance of the even the official there. They don't know how to manage these things. They don't know how to calculate, as you mentioned, the costs of the production. They don't know this the mango itself only in one of the South American countries. The GDP depends on all on fruits.
Fruit.
A
Also,
lot
the
of
Middle East,
countries.
Middle East also.
On Middle East,
Many countries,
yes, true.
80% of their budget is dependent on, like Lebanon, Syria,
It's true.
and Jordan. They
Yeah,
depend on
on
fruits
exporting
and
for fruits. Yeah,
fruits
so
only.
we have a lot of plenty of it, and
Real.
mango is one of the expensive items of the fruits in the world. So we can't find something expensive in Europe and whatever like mangoes. So how why even the banana itself, even in the central of Sudan, in the
Also,
Jazeera and whatever,
all
in
fruits,
Sinnar.
all
So that's a
fruits.
lot of problems, and it's something really is really. You feel very pain. You feel
Very
very pain of
shameful.
that. And
Very.
yes, so we have to look at a solution. So if we depend on these products, which is not, as you mentioned, even gum arabic is even itself is just part of the going in desert like that without even having irrigation or
Yes,
fumigation
with no
or to
irrigation, no
fumigate it or
complications.
yes. So we have to look for a solution for that. So we have to look at least for we make a very big manufacturers and factories for bags, at least for empty bags. So
Yes.
we're in need of that. So we need for parking system. So parking system, one of the biggest problems and harming to our agriculture in Sudan. Even now in Jazeera, if you hear last week, all the farmers crying about the bags for wheat. They need 200,000 bags, and they need a lot of 200, also around 300 barrel of fuel. So that's a very small problem. So small things. So if you at least if you call one of the business of one of the companies outside of the investors, so I can do for you this. In fact, with a lot of facilities, you can give it to them.
Okay, we have only left about 5 minutes. For the last 5 minutes, we want to talk about the animal resources of Sudan. It has livestock of cattle, cows, sheep,
Camels.
camels. All are needed, and unfortunately, 80% of this resource is exported live without processing. Dr. Hamdouk started a slogan of not exporting
Raw.
raw. So, can you tell us about to what extent can we make use of our livestock, the animal resources?
Animal resource has two problems. One of it is smuggling, and one of it is selling it, exported raw, as just live animals like that. It never in the world can
Nothing
just
happening,
happen like that in Sudan.
Live.
So live, just send it live like that, and that is a big one of the cattle, one of the sheep, or one of the camels. It gives you a lot of value added. You can give you a lot of things: the skin, the wool, the bones, and even the blood itself. So it can give you a lot of a lot of hard
Is
currencies.
it true that
A lot of hard currencies.
when you sell it, you export it as a sheep, for example, sheep, they say that the skin alone, the skin of the sheep,
Yes.
its value is more than the whole sheep.
The whole the animal itself,
It is very
and that's the
ridiculous.
problem. You know,
It is very
this
ridiculous.
is happened even before 5,000 years ago or 10,000 years ago. But at this time, nobody can do that one unless
So you see,
unless in Sudan.
you suggest for the coming government,
It should
when
do-
it tables that,
they have to do
they
that.
should pay attention and give full
Concentration on livestock.
Livestock.
If you concentrate on only livestock, I think so it can be like Holland, like Netherlands, like Denmark, like those countries, like even Australia. If you depends on only livestock, if we depends only on animal resources, if we depend on that, and we try just to improve that industry of livestock, I think so Sudan can move immediately.
And we have to add to the people. We have to people to be aware. The awareness of people is very important. That When some investor comes, he does not take
That's
what
another
he
issue.
invests
That's
here.
one of the biggest issue, my dear.
This is a problem of the citizens.
That is
here.
a citizen, even
They
themselves,
are
even
resisting.
one of the biggest obstacles
Yes.
in investment even itself.
Yes,
So
you
they are
cannot.
trying just to face all the investors. They try to make a lot of problems with investors. They try just to make a lot of issues. How can he come from outside and he's trying to at least to exploit our resources? That is, I think, everywhere in the world people are working like that, and everywhere the economy is working like that. Even if today I have $1 million US, I go to USA, they give me all the facilities. They'll give me the land, they will give me whatever they give me,
Yes,
according
yes,
to the law.
with concessions.
And according to the law, the concession, according to the law. Even in mining, that's facing so much problem. Mining sector even facing the same problem, and livestock facing the same problem. Agriculture facing the same problem. So that's a need. It needs a very strong law, especially for citizens, the people.
And
If you go to
education of people to tell the people that they will benefit from this
Haraz, if
project.
you go to the desert now and you want to invest there, people they will come and will say this land for our grandfathers and grandmothers.
This is ridiculous.
Something very strange even.
They
I
have to
don't,
be-
I don't know how can we solve this problem. By law, I think so we can solve this problem immediately. We impose law, we put it just strictly without any hesitation, and we put it just very strict, very strict.
Put the law and enforce it.
Enforce it just like that without any.
Okay.
I think so. That's the only way. But if you leave it like that, lose it like that, lose, and everybody was going to come and talk about his land and his grandfather's land and grandmother's land, that will never work.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Yasir, for this short episode about a very important topic. Thank you, dear viewers, for being with us in the last 30 minutes. We hope to see you next week on continuation to this important issue of the economy and its effect on and the effect of the political upheaval on the economy. Thank you. See you next week, same time. Bye.